What if you could go back in time and hand your 20-year-old self a playbook for success? What would it even say? Well, we're about to dive into exactly that. This is a collection of some of the most powerful, hard-won lessons from someone who's been there, done that, and built a massive empire, all designed to help you shortcut the process and achieve your own exponential growth.
Look, it all starts with this one powerful idea. You have to be biased towards action. We spend so much of our lives waiting, right? Waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel ready. But the single most important thing you can do, starting today, is to just decide. Stop waiting for the perfect time and just go. You make the time right.
So how do we actually do that? Well, we're going to walk through 4 absolutely crucial mindset shifts that are basically your roadmap for hitting the accelerator on your life. First up, we're going to rewire your inner game. Then we'll dive into mastering your time and focus. After that, it's all about building your winner's circle. And finally, we'll learn how to play the long game.
Okay, first things first, the foundation for absolutely everything else is rewiring your inner game. We tend to think success is about all these external things, but honestly, it's built from the inside out. It all begins with the reputation you have with the single most important person in your life, which is you.
Just think about it this way. Every single time you make a promise to yourself, to wake up early, to finish that project, to hit the gym, and you actually do it, you're building trust. You're building up that reputation. And when you let yourself down, you chip away at it. See, high self-esteem isn't just a feeling. It's the power source that lets you fight for what you truly deserve.
This one is so simple, but wow, is it profound. I want you to just listen to your own conversations for a day. Are you talking about other people, gossiping, complaining, talking about what they did or said? Or are you talking about ideas, about possibilities, about things you could create? Shifting your conversations is one of the fastest hacks to shifting your entire mindset.
And this quote, this just cuts right to the heart of that comparison trap we all fall into. If you're constantly looking over your shoulder at what everyone else is doing, guess what? You're playing their game, not your own. The only competition that actually matters is you today versus you yesterday. That's it. That is the only race you ever need to run.
So the main takeaway here is this. Your inner game isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you develop. You build it by telling your mind what you want it to believe over and over again. You build it by reframing failure not as the end but as valuable feedback. And you build it by developing a confidence so solid that the need to compare yourself to anyone else just melts away.
So, once you've got that mindset dialed in, it's all about execution. And execution comes down to mastering the 2 assets you can never ever get more of, your time and your focus. This is an absolute game changer. I want you to use this as a filter for every decision you make from now on. When an opportunity pops up, ask yourself this. If I had to do this today, would I still say yes? If the honest answer is no, I'm too busy, then it's a hard no. This rule is what protects you from filling your life with good enough things, leaving absolutely no room for the truly great ones.
This is a fundamental truth we all just have to get our heads around. We all get the same 24 hours. Nobody has time. It's not a matter of circumstance. It's a matter of choice. You are 100% responsible for how you make time for the things that truly matter.
And here are the big things that are going to try to pull you off course. First, the belief that you lack resources, like money or connections. That's just an excuse. The real skill you need is resourcefulness. Second, chasing way too many things at once. And third, letting all those little distractions, the endless scrolling, the notifications, slowly kill your big dreams. Most people don't have a lack of opportunity. They have a lack of focus. And honestly, it really is that simple. Success is all about sequencing. Pick one rabbit, pick one goal, pick one core focus, and go all in. That is how you build unstoppable momentum.
All right, so you've got your inner game strong and your focus locked in. Now let's talk about your environment. Because who you surround yourself with is this invisible force that will either pull you up to their level or drag you right down with them. It has a massive, massive impact.
I want you to think about this like it's math, because it basically is. If you surround yourself with 5 winners, you can't help but become the 6th. Their standards start to become your standards. The way they talk becomes the way you talk. Deliberately designing your social circle is one of the highest leverage things you will ever do in your life.
So the big question is, where do you find these people? Well, you don't just find them, you attract them. The energy you put out into the world, it's like a magnet. If you're passionate, if you're driven, if you're positive, you will naturally pull in other people who are on that same frequency. So just express who you are. authentically. Now, building this circle takes real work. First, you have to set clear boundaries and teach people how you expect to be treated. Second, you have to understand that not every friendship is meant to last forever, and that's totally okay. And third, create value for yourself. Be visible, be known in your field, but fiercely protect your time. It makes you and your attention that much more valuable.
This right here is your ultimate filter. Look, everyone has an opinion, right? But not all opinions are created equal. So before you let any piece of criticism get into your head, just ask yourself one simple question. Is this person where I want to be? Have they actually done what I'm trying to do? If the answer is no, then you thank them for their input and you move right along.
And this brings us to our final section, and honestly, it might be the most important one of all. All this work we're talking about, it isn't for some quick, short-term win. It's about building a life of sustainable success, of real fulfillment. It is all about playing the long game.
This is such a powerful way to frame your entire career, so listen up. Stop rushing. Dedicate yourself to decades. Your 20s are for one thing and one thing only: getting so good at a valuable skill that people can't ignore you. Then, in your 30s, you monetize that skill and create wealth. And in your 40s, you use that wealth and all the wisdom you've gained to build your empire.
Please never forget this. You don't ever just arrive. There's no finish line where you finally get to coast. Success isn't a mortgage you pay off, it's rent, and that rent is due every single day. You have to show up and do the work, especially on the days you don't feel like it.
So here are the core principles of that long-term mindset. Real wealth, the kind that lasts, is built with patience. The real secret to success isn't crazy intensity, it's boring consistency. Don't let a good life stop you from building a great one. And always chase the hard things that give your life purpose, not the easy things that just give you a moment of pleasure.
And ultimately, this is what it all comes down to. You probably already know most of what you need to do. The gap for most people isn't knowledge, it's action. That self-doubt you feel, that anxiety, a lot of the time it's just a symptom of not doing enough. The cure is, and always will be, execution.
So let's forget about all 60 lessons for just a second and focus on one. After hearing all of this, what is the single most important action you can take right now, today, to move yourself forward? Really think about it. And then close this and go do that one thing.